Hey there, it's been a lukewarm minute, but sometimes you just sort of forget to upload for like 4 months. Whoops. Anyways, welcome back to Noah Makes Things, where the inventions are terrible and the jokes are even worse. Today we're making another bloody AR headset. Hopefully not actually bloody. Yeah, I'm fed up with my puns too. So, here it is. It's bigger, blacker, and better than before. And yeah, I'm aware of the fact that it looks rather similar. But trust me, under the hood, it's way different. Because to be quite honest, the electronics in the last one were really shit. So after the last version, I had sort of a realization. The problem with this entire project is me. My plans are just too ambitious and I have no realistic way of achieving them. So this time I have a new strategy. I call it JFC, which is of course short for just fucking cheating. In short, I'm just going to do less stuff myself. So here's the plan. Or here was the plan, because I've already done all of it. Step 1. Ditch the fairly cool but frankly quite terrible AR kit that I made for the first 2 iterations of this project, and just fucking buy a Viewfine VX something or other head-mounted display. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, I don't really know what you're thinking, but for the sake of audience interaction, I'm going to pretend like I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey Noah, but the Viewfine doesn't have a transparent display and you won't be able to see through it. And that's where you're wrong, because like most humans, I have 2 eyes. And that gives me brilliant binocular vision that will make it look transparent to me. Moving on to step 2. Which is to ditch the whole Bluetooth manually programmed UI thing and just plug in my damn phone to the Viewfine and relay Android. That way I can use all my favorite apps and have to do less work, which really is a win-win. Now this does bring up the issue of how I'm going to control my phone, but I think you might have an idea of how that's going to work. We'll talk about it later though. Now, step 3. The old AR headset was incredibly uncomfortable. Its hard plastic shell bored into my skull like an early trepanation. No, not like an early like any trepanation. Also, it had a lot of blind spots thanks to the frankly overkill frame that was way bigger than it needed to be. So, my solution was to just buy a face shield meant for angle grinding. And then I 3D printed some adapters and stuck it onto a headband thingy-majig, which looks really great with my hair. So the result is something that is way lighter, way easier to build, safe for angle grinding, and looks better, which I think is an all-round win. So, let's build this thing. Whew, that was quick. And it only took me 4 months. So, as you can probably see, I reused the eyes from the last version, but I changed out the front film to something that was a little less reflective. Because as you may recall, the last one was just a mirror that reflected the light from the LEDs straight into mine eyeballs, which wasn't really great for things like seeing. Also, the electronic hair up here has gotten a buzz cut. It is now gone completely. I've moved the Arduino and all the other electronics into a box that will sit in the user's backpack. This makes everything more sleek and beautiful, but we do have to connect it to the backpack thing, and we're going to do that via the most cutting-edge technology of our day, good old VGA, which of course stands for Very Good Analog Connector for use in 2021. Anyways, I mentioned earlier I had a plan for controlling the phone, and this is the part where we talk about it. It's a gesture mouse, but a new and better version. And it's a glove now. Well, how does it work? You may or may not have asked, and turns out it's actually quite simple. So 3 of my fingers have flex sensors on them, which tells the Arduino if I bend my fingers and by how much. Now, the Arduino is going to use that to control this mouse. My thumb here is going to act as an engagement finger. So if I pull my thumb in, that turns the mouse on, leaving my thumb out, mouse off. The other fingers will be my click button. You have to put down both fingers to do one click. That way it minimizes any chances of false clicks. And then over here I have an accelerometer. So the actual movement of the mouse will be done by flailing my hand around manically, and that should work. Now, it's a little known fact, but mice are actually not designed for use on phones. So my phone's actually going to be running something called Samsung DeX, which is kind of like a desktop version of the phone's operating system. And this will make it more intuitive for mouse users. Now, if that inevitably fails or just doesn't work, I've also got my phone on my wrist here, and I'm using that as a touchpad, so I can control it like a laptop. The keyboard should be on there as well. And if that just doesn't work, then I've also got the phone's digital assistant, Bixby, whom I hate. Now, the whole glove thing also just uses VGA to connect to Arduino, except for the accelerometer, which is very stubborn and has its own special little cables because none of this would work for it. So, I haven't actually had a go with this thing yet, so shall we test it out together? Testing time! So now I'm going to walk you through putting this whole thing on, suiting up, and seeing how it works. Let's get started. So first step first, I'm going to put on this glove here. We get like the Tony Stark theme song when he puts his suit on. And then next step, put on this oops, cool. If this thing's going to be cool, it's going to be by accident anyways. Phone goes in now. That feels like putting a Speedo on a hippo. Ta-da! All that cabling can just get chucked in my backpack here. Alright, the backpack has now been backpacked, and I'm gonna put it on.
If you really want to be like Tony Stark.
Thanks, robot. That was helpful. You see, without that robot arm, I don't know if I'd been able to do it myself. So now, the next step is going to be plugging this into my glove itself. This looks so badass, right?
You want the honest answer?
What do I look like then?
A moron in a blacked out visor.
Now, have I got everything on? I've got everything on. Wow, it's actually like not that bad. Final step, insert the thing into the phone, on with the viewfind. Are my mics on?
Nope.
Uh-oh. Let's get you out of the way. Sorry, buddy. As you can probably tell, the lights are not on, and that means that something has gone wrong. So, let's whip out my screwdriver. Screwdriver. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, I got lights back. The problem was the fact that it is as fragile as a glass butterfly, but let's give it a test. Hey, Bixby, screen recorder. Don't give me that's not supported yet. Okay, so what you're going to be seeing right now is a reenactment of what happened recorded on the desktop, because apparently screen recording is not supported yet. Anyways, so I got this. This works rather well. This is brilliant. The Hey Bixby thing works. So now to test the real meat and potatoes of the whole thing. Does this thing work? I'm going to hold my thumb in now. Move my hand around. No, it doesn't work. Let's try holding all the fingers in. No, I get nothing. No work. I don't really know what else to say. Okay, so interactions. The phone touchpad thing is actually pretty great. Bixby is garbage. I don't like Bixby. It doesn't understand me. It doesn't recognize me, and half the time it doesn't even think. Like, for example, Hey Bixby, resume music. Hey Bixby, play Crab Rave. Hey Bixby, play Crab Rave. Bixby, play Crab Rave. Bixby, Crab Rave, please. Bixby, play Crab Rave. Bixby, hey Bixby, hey Bixby. No, nothing. I get nothing. Oh, I'm playing the computer. I can't even exit properly. Oh, think about the lights. Ow. Okay, so this one might also be a bit trepanation-y in my forehead, but it's an improvement. So, talking improvements, there were some other improvements that didn't quite make it into the final product. Apparently taking 4 months to finish a 1-week project does not actually mean that you'll get it all done. So, firstly, at the moment the viewfind is on a hinge that is just manually operated with a button that's manually operated. However, my original plan was to have a little servo motor here that would do it automatically. I ultimately decided against that because I didn't want to have it be big and bulky and have a servo motor right in my ear, which the sound of that, a little bit grating, but also I just thought it was kind of unnecessary and weird. Not that any of this project is unnecessary or weird at all. Secondly, there was going to be a D-pad-like array of buttons just above the ear to control things like maximizing windows, hotkeys, and the aforementioned servo. But I found that Windows will usually auto-maximize on DeX anyway, so that wasn't really necessary, and I wanted to keep it all sleek looking, and I made all the wires the same color, and it would have been a pain to install. But it's written in the software already, so if you do want to use the shortcuts, you can just connect the two wires together. It's an intuitive user interface. So I guess that's that then. Now it's time for me to put on my tech reviewer pants and give you an honest and unbiased review of this wonderful product. Hi, and welcome back to Noah's Tech Reviews. Today we're reviewing the Hudset by some guy called Noah. Weird name. Anyways, let's get into it. Yes, except for the bits that are not black, it is indeed very black. Somewhat. I mean, the functionality here is quite limited. It's basically just a screen on your face with a mouse in your hand, although I do have to say that Nathan's mouse design is quite unique. Yes, it's made of very high quality and strong polycarbonate stuff, so it is very versatile and can be used in the machine shop. Yes. No, it isn't very good at all. The concept itself is actually quite flawed, given that it doesn't really take that long to take your phone out your pocket, and the Hudset doesn't really do anything unique at all. But then again, it is black and has gamer lights, so as a YouTube tech reviewer, I am contractually obliged to recommend it. So yeah, go ahead, rush out to your local Blockbuster and buy the Nolan Makes Things Hudset. What? Blockbuster's gone. Since when? Then what's that Blue Nail store I went to yesterday? Best Buy? Never heard of it. This joke's irrelevant? What do you mean? Everyone's forgotten about No. I swear it's still relevant. All the kids love Blockbuster. Almost as much as Sears. Oh, come on, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way that's Sears. That was weird. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the Hudset. I had fun making it. If you're very confused, you might want to check out versions 1 and 2 of this thing and check out those videos. They'll be linked somewhere around here. Bixby, pause, please! Bixby, make it stop! Please, Bixby! Bixby, make it stop!